So I'm in the parking lot of this hardware store and my goal is to buy some Pothos. A couple people have actually suggested to me that I buy some Pothos to add to my aquariums and also my pool pond because they're really good at like absorbing nutrients. So let's go in there, see if I could find some. I'm pretty sure they have it. On another note, there's a Del Taco like right over there behind me. I don't think I've talked about this before, but I haven't eaten I've eaten fast food 4 times in the past year. I used to eat fast food like 3 times a week, so that's pretty crazy. But I am very tempted right now because that Del Taco is right there. Also, it's St. Patrick's Day. Today my mom was like, hey, where's your green? And I was like, what are you talking about? And yeah, apparently it's St. Patrick's Day. I'm not wearing any green. So let's go ahead and see if they have that Pothos and then we'll get back home. We did it. We got the Pothos, guys. It cost me $8.75. That's including tax, even although it says like $11.99 on the pot. And like I said earlier, what we're going to be doing is adding this to my aquariums, and I also want to add it to my pool pond. Especially in my fish tanks down here, I have kind of perpetually high nitrate levels in those tanks. And the idea behind this is that the Pothos plant, it's a very quick growing plant, and it's really efficient in removing nutrients from water. Now, I've seen several videos of people doing this on YouTube, and pretty much it seems like there's 2 ways of adding this plant to your aquarium. One of the ways that you can add this plant to your aquarium or your pond is by just propagating it. You can just go in here and take a clipping from one of these stems and go ahead and stick that in your water, or some people like to plant these in their filters. And that's the easier route, pun intended. The other way that you can add this plant to your aquarium or pond is by actually removing the plant from the pot and then trying to clean all the dirt from the roots of the plant so that, you just have the stems and the leaves and the roots, no soil at all. And then you have that whole root system intact and you can go ahead and just add that to your tank or your pond. Now, I just want to say really quick, I haven't seen many videos of people adding these to their ponds. It seems to be more popular with aquariums. So I'm not 100% sure how this plant will do outdoors in my pool pond, but we're going to go ahead and try it with just a small piece to start off with. And as for the method that I'm going to be using, I think I want to try propagating it. So I want to just try to take some clippings and add those clippings to my tanks in my pond. Okay guys, so I have a pair of aquascaping scissors right here. They're a pretty sharp pair of scissors, so I would recommend using the sharpest scissors you have, or maybe some gardening scissors. Because from what I understand when propagating plants, at least with aquarium plants, it's always recommended that you get like the cleanest cut possible. So let's go ahead and make some clippings, and then while I'm doing that, I'm just going to have the stems in this water right here. And then over here, I have some gardening wire, and this is what I'm going to use to try to hold the plants against the edge of the aquarium. One thing to keep in mind when propagating Pothos is that if you look at the stems, you'll see these things coming out of them, and I believe these are called nodes. And that right there, and that right there. So from my understanding, what you want to do is clip below the node, and then where that node is, that will grow roots and a new plant will be able to form. Now, in contrast to what I was just saying, if I were to go in here and just make a clipping like right here like that, and I were to stick this in water, I don't think that would grow because there's no node here. There would be nowhere for this to grow roots. So those are just a couple things I'm going to keep in mind while I'm making my clippings, and let's go ahead and get started. So it was a bit difficult to do, but I ended up being able to create these little hook type things with that blue wire I was showing you earlier, just to help prevent the plants from falling into the tank all the way. And then the other 2 cuttings I put over here inside the filter, and that actually fit very nicely. That was really easy to do. And then let me show you what it looks like from inside the water. And that's where the roots should grow from. One thing that some people might be concerned about is if they have other plants inside their aquarium, and whether the Pothos might steal too many nutrients from the plants that they already have. And I just want to say I'm not sure if that will affect all plants, but I am pretty confident in saying that I don't think it will affect my plants at all. All the plants I have in here are crested java fern, regular java fern, and anubias, and these plants remove very little nutrients from my water. They almost don't make an impact on my water at all, and they are extremely slow growing plants, so even though I have all these plants in here, they're really not pulling much nutrients from my water. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and get a couple more clippings for my 20 gallon. So there we have it, guys. All these Pothos clippings should grow into much larger plants, and I can probably safely move some of these guppies back into my 15 gallon pretty soon. It should be almost cycled again. And just really quick, I want to give you guys an update on the 10 gallon tank right here. Check it out. Here it is, guys, and check this out. Take a look at that dwarf hairgrass. I'm pretty sure it's already starting to grow a bit. I feel like it looks bigger than when I planted it. I'm not adding any ferts to this tank. I'm not using a CO2 system. And then if we look right here, we have the miniature aquascape that I think I posted a video on this last week. We also have the dwarf hairgrass in there. And I'll just go ahead and give you guys a pool pond update, and we'll go ahead and take a small clipping of the Pothos. If it does well, we'll go ahead and add more. Alright guys, here we are back up at the pool pond, and check it out. The water lilies are coming back, which is pretty exciting. Aside from that, I just gotta say, the blanket algae, I just found out that's what it's called, but the blanket algae, like all this stuff right here, it's getting pretty crazy. Like there's a lot of it. Mostly just in this area, not so much anywhere else, but I gotta figure out a way to get rid of that. I could take it out, but it'll grow back. So like I gotta figure out how to get rid of that for good. Removing nutrients from the water is probably gonna be the way I try to get rid of it. And hopefully, Pothos will help out with that. And aside from that, I'll give you guys an underwater look, but we had kind of a lot of rainfall within the past week, and whenever that happens and we get a lot of rainfall, I get this weird algae bloom of this, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like puffy algae. I'll give you guys an underwater look at it. But all along the edges, I got that stuff. There's kind of a lot of it. And check this out over here. I don't know if you guys saw this video, but I made a video on making this DIY intake bay. That ended up being a failure. It did not help at all. The point of that was to help prevent my pump from getting clogged so often, but it ended up not really working. So I'm actually looking into maybe getting a different type of pump. I'm not really sure yet, because this one is getting clogged every couple of days. As for that one Pothos plant, I went ahead and stuck it in right there. We'll see if that survives or not. If it does, I'll go ahead and do a better job of planting more of it in here. If it dies off, maybe I'll have to wait until we get more into the summer. I'll just have to see. And as usual, guys, I have a couple shout outs for the Aquamigos. First, I have a shout out for Joshua Santos. Thank you so much for being an Aquamigo. I really appreciate it. And I have a shout out for Joel Shaw. Thank you so much, Joel, for being an Aquamigo. I really appreciate the support. And if you yourself would like a shout out in my next fish video, all you have to do is go down to the comments and comment, "I am an Aquamigo," and I will shout you out in my next fish video. I post fish videos every Friday. And if you did like this video, or if this video helped you with planting Pothos in your aquarium, make sure you go down there and give this video a like. That would help me out so much. And if you would like to see more videos by me in the future, make sure to go down there and hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell notifications button, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Peace.